Good day. Happy rising. This is Spiritual Lifting with V. Let me get your soul swole. Today's topic is appreciation. And this is much different than gratitude, which was my last topic. I'm going to touch on this subject matter. First, we must have appreciation for every waking moment. That doesn't mean when the times are good. This also entails that when the times are bad. And that when we may not be winning. We have to view things as everything is a blessing. Everything is a fortune. The people that have entered our lives, whether they have held good for us or negative, positive or negative. Because all of these things are the things that have taken us to the places that we need to be. And hopefully for most of you, that has pushed you in a positive direction. And if it has leaned you more into a negative direction, realize it's for a reason. And that it's for your growth and own betterment. Like in a previous video I had said before, we just have to find out how long do we want to spend in that negative space. Don't allow yourself to be entrapped, but only appreciate it. Such as today, where I'm generally at, it's normally really, really hot. And they said it's going to get extremely cold, and it's been cold for a while. But instead of lying in the bed, I still awoke at 3 in the morning. I still went out by 4, engulfed the air of the early morning, soaked in the cosmic rays of the early evening, morning, and allowed myself to be sprinkled with it. For the reason that I appreciate the extreme temperature changes and the extreme cold weather. Because sooner or later, it may be triple-digit weather and extremely hot. To where the sun is vibrating the skin and electrifying the body, as I like to say. I don't think it burns us. I think it electrifies and elevates us. And we confuse these things. But I appreciate it. So, henceforth, this is why this installment is also taking place outside. We must build appreciation for air to breathe, our legs to walk. No situation is really ever a negative or bad situation. I think by focusing on having an open heart and spirit and unconditional love, and then in taking and observing and appreciating everything that happens around us, we begin to be filled with positivity, love, and joy. Morning. A neighbor or a passerby. All these things can bring enlightenment to a day. Appreciate that wave in these times. Appreciate and be polite. A friend once told me long ago, and I think I must have been about 14 or 15. He said, we must learn to face the adversities in life. And it was very wise words by this friend, and I've carried that with me actually my entire life. So if you are watching and you do ever hear this, thank you for that, because I actually remembered that since that day. And I held that strong with me. Because he was right. We're never going to stop being faced with adversities. And with those adversities must come an overcoming. But because they are adversities, these aren't negative things. These are the things that propel us to betterment and to greatness. If your times are low, you can do nothing but go ahead and go up. You're at the bottom, and if you're at the bottom of the bottom, you can go lower, but guess what? You can also go higher. That's why waking early is a fantastic thing to do, because it gives you a brand new boot and an early start on a brand new time period in life and a brand new day. Invoke love. And I can't begin to express this enough. If there has been someone that you've been having discord with, then begin to take that person and start to see them in a positive light, because maybe something that they were showing you or that's being shown to you by the universe, you've been missing. Maybe you've been missing the whole secret the whole entire time, and your heart hasn't been able to open up, your spirit hasn't been able to open up. But appreciate it. Appreciate it. Sometimes we have to be thankful in this life when we view other people's lives and they're not in accordance to the way that we are trying to live or better ourselves, and just be appreciative of the fact that we were born the person that we are. Because if you're ahead of the game, that means you don't have to go backwards. That means that there are things that maybe you've already learned at an early age that don't need to be relearned, but you're going to keep continuing to learn these lessons. This is how life is. It's a never-ending study. You have to thank the soul controller, God, universe. Be appreciative. I thank you. Thank yourself. Be appreciative to yourself. I think a lot of times that we don't appreciate ourselves enough. And this is how we end up in places of distress and distraught. And why won't anybody give me the credit that's due to me? And give yourself the credit first. If you want to be accredited, you have to give it to yourself first. And who else is going to give you credit? Only you know what you can do and will do in this life. No one else will. You're not living another person's life or living for anyone else. You can live to help and serve others, but at the end of the day, when it all goes away, we are here just trying to live to be better, and that starts with us, or you, or me, improving myself on a daily basis. Imagine if one day you awoke and you had no soap. I mean, there was no kind of soap in the house. No liquid soap, no laundry detergent, no bathing soap. What would you do? What if you went to the store and there was just no soap? And the reason why I'm asking you this and saying and bringing this little story up is it's something that's so small that everyone's used to having, that is taken for constant granted. Most of you probably wouldn't even go to work. You wouldn't want to come out of the house. You wouldn't know what to do, and probably be very upset. Where's the soap? We can't find any soap anywhere. What are we going to do? Time for panic mode. One day I was taking a shower, and I was probably hadn't taken a shower in some days. Just moving around doing my thing. It really wasn't that important to me. And I was really trying to get clean too. Probably washed up, 4 or 5 times. I don't know how long y'all spend in the shower. But if it's more than 30 minutes, it might be a little too long. I don't know what you're doing. But, and I started looking at the bar of soap as it started getting smaller and smaller with the running of the water and the scrubbing and the washing of the body. And then I just stopped. And I was like, wow, you know something? I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to save this soap. Because I had a newfound appreciation for the soap. All that it was doing for me. The factor that it was giving me a clean feeling and helping me to wash the negative energies and the dirt and the soot off my body. Because I've been working so hard. Just living life too. And stepping out of the shower, I felt high. Not like high like I had taken something. You know? It was a light on the feet feeling. Of course, this often happens when we get clean, right? And I was just energized. And I had this new appreciation for this bar of soap, and it came to me. What if I couldn't find any soap? Like, when something's not there any longer, we start to really appreciate it. Because a lot of things in life we've taken for granted. Our souls, our spirits, walking, talking, the ability just to see simple things, having a piece of bread, something to eat, friends around, family to talk to. But there's a lot of people who don't even have that, who have even less than the people who have less than the people who have less. All I'm trying to say is, start appreciating every waking moment of life and everything that comes into your contact. Savor it. Make it like it's your last every single time. Whether that be your relationship, whether that be, and I mean the ones that you love, the one you're with, or whether that be your friendships, or whether that be your employment, or whether that be your meditation, or whether that be just yourself. Act like every single second and minute is going to be your last. Act like this is the last time I'm going to get this shirt. Appreciate it for what it is. Appreciate the reality that you're in. Whether you deem it as good or bad, allow it to catapult you to something greater, which is having a bigger heart, a bigger spirit, and more love. I cannot express enough how much we must generate and invocate and evocate this feeling of love in this world. Appreciate your organs. Appreciate your bones. Appreciate your 10 fingers and toes. Hey, the fortune is all around you. But we must begin to look with our eye and not our eyes. We must begin to look with our heart. We must begin to look with our soul. And we must be very thankful for the fortune that we have, which is life. Every day is a beautiful day, even when it rains, even when it's a snowstorm, even when it's a tornado. You just have to notice the beauty that's there. Every one of you are beautiful. Don't forget it. I think sometimes we just don't recognize it to ourselves, how beautiful we are. The beauty comes within the uniqueness and the individuality and the imperfections, as I've said before. Because it's